And I am back. Sorry, I'm 15 minutes late. I'm 15 minutes late stepping outside. But as you see, here comes that light. Here it comes. Proving God's words true with observations. Right? With observation. Now let's see if this flat earth is such nonsense now. Let's see, the time didn't change. No thanks. Let's see, the time didn't change. Still 7:12 a.m. The sun will come up beyond the horizon. Okay? As you see, America is starting to light up. You see that? America's starting to light up. California is receiving its light, as I see here, due to observations. Right? Let's get a zoom in on that. Right? See, that's California right there. I'm in California right now. Now, we're gonna leave my phone out here, right on these stairs, so that we can catch the sun not rising before the light. What came first, the light or the sun? It's kind of like that question, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Puns intended. As a matter of fact, let me get my other chair from in the house. We're going to sit that up on the chair, and I'm going to show you when the sun rises above the horizon what time it will be. We're going to do that exactly at 7:12. This is how you do observations to prove the Bible is true, right? It's called observation, right? And then you could use science and all to prove that there's no curve, which Reds won't do. He won't show us that he tried to disprove that he's not going to show you the measurements of the earth, right? He's not going to show you that because he don't know. Only God knows. And he's not God. See how it's lighting up? Look at that. The sun ain't even rose yet. The sun has not risen yet. See? It's still going to rise at 7:12. Let's get that time. 6:51. You see how the light came before the sun? That proves what? God was telling us the truth. He said he created the light before the sun. The sun was created on the fourth day, so of course the light will come before the sun. And this is what happens every morning. Okay, there's cloud coverage today. I'll be back tomorrow to do this again. Oh yeah, and guess what, guys? In a few days, let's look at this. Let's just do a little fast forward here and see when the moon is going to be out in the daytime, and we're going to get that too, and have Reds explain how's the moon transparent in the daytime with the sun out, because the sun's not giving the moon its light. God's words is true, every man a liar. Okay, let's speed bunny this up to see what day is the moon going to be out with the sun over California, might I add. And then we're going to go out on that day and film it. Since the flat earth is so stupid, we're about to take the wise up in their own craftiness. The Most High has a challenge for you so-called smart people. Explain these events that I'm about to show. Let's see. So around the 5th or 6th or 7th or so, that's when we're going to see the moon out. So the day I see the moon out with the sun on a clear day, I'm getting it on camera. And we're about to make fools of those that called me a fool. And you can explain, if the sun actually gives the moon its light, then why is the moon transparent in the daytime? We're going all the way until 7:12. Make sure this is still recording. Yep, still recording. Okay, so we just observed, we had basic observation. Now let's read again. Because it's still not 7:12 yet, right? Still not 7:12 yet. So we just witnessed the light, and we realize that it's the light of heaven that gives light upon the whole world. Okay, it's not the sun. And we'll get that later in scriptures. Yeah, excuse me. Something went down wrong. Something went down the wrong pipe. Anyway, it says here, since it's bright outside now, I can read. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light. And there was light, like you see now. This is the light that he spoke of. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. So the first day, God had to bring the light so he could see so he could know where he was placing things within his creation. And the sun would normally rise right there, but as you see, it's cloud coverage, or probably could be chemtrails. But on a clear day, we're gonna keep doing this over and over and over. We're gonna come out tomorrow. We're gonna wake up the same time, 5:30. We're going to come out tomorrow, and we're going to do the same thing for a month. This is going to go on for a whole month, folks. We're going to see if the laws of God change. Shalom, and I hope this will be a good learning experience. I would stick around for the sun to come up through these bushes like it does every day at the same time, in the same location, from the same direction, east to west. But NASA has on their live feeds the moon and rotating the wrong way, going from west to east. But no one catches on to these things. You can go on NASA's live feed, or go on NASA's website, or go on any space agency that claim they've been to space, because clearly Red's Rhetoric and Steve McRae has not been to space. I mean, ask them their credentials on space. Ask them if they ever went to the space station. Ask them if they ever went to outer space. And see what answer they give you. I guarantee you they're gonna puff up their pride and say, yeah, we've been up there. We measured the earth with a ruler, guys. We know exactly the measurements of the earth. We know exactly how the sun is supposed to be moving, and the moon, and the stars. And the stars, right? They know it all. But who created it all? The one who created it all knows it all. So I don't care what Steve McRae say. I don't care what Red's Rhetoric say. I don't care what any scientist says. You know who words trump them all? In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Let's move over here. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament to divide the day from the night. I don't see how that's so hard to understand. We know the sun rules the day. We know the moon, the lesser light, rules the night. Okay, and he made the stars also. So if you're saying God can't create this flat earth, because it just has to be a ball, because the science says it is a ball, but it doesn't line up with God's words, then there's a big problem. And I'm going to use the definition of firmament. I'm going to use the definition. And God said, let there be lights in the sky of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, right? We know they're for signs, blood moons, eclipses, right? And for seasons, we know they're here for seasons, summer, winter, spring, and fall. For days, we know they're numbering the days. And for years, we know they go throughout the years. So, once again, I don't see how God is making this so hard for us to understand how simple he's explaining things. This is why when you read the New Testament, you always see him saying things like, are ye yet without understanding? How is it that you cannot understand the things that are coming out of his mouth? You can't even understand the literal things that are coming out of his mouth, let alone the parables. This is literal, and I'm showing you how literal it is, see? And it's still not 712, it's 708. And you can see what I just showed you for facts. Look, let's go back to this, right? You see the light is in California. Let's focus on the light, okay? That's the focus here. Now, let's see if this flat earth sun-moon clock is actually accurate on the positioning of light, if the light is indeed over California at this time. Well, it's starting to brighten up California as we see here. You see that? And the sun is coming from where? If you're over in the United States, it's always rising in the east and setting in the west. Yes, you can do it. And look, I'm drawing a circle with my fingers. Here, let's do this. For those that keep saying that circles and spheres are totally the same, we're going to show you they're not. Okay, so it should be no question that this is a circle. It's not a sphere, not a ball. A ball is a. Let's see what a sphere is first, since people want to talk geometry. Okay, sphere, meaning here it is, a sphere. See these? They look like balls, don't they? Now let's read. A round, solid figure or its surface with every point on its surface equidistant from its center. This is in mathematics and astronomy. Now, let's see what a circle is, huh? Circle meaning, you see the difference? A round, plane figure whose boundary, the circumference, consists of points equidistant to a fixed point, the center, like the North Pole is in the center of the flat earth map. But if you believe the globe, you'll never understand that, right? A group of people with shared professions, interests, okay. Move all the way around someone or something, especially more than once. See, I could draw circles. So if they say they flown around the world, they could fly around the flat earth too. It's not that stupid. If you could walk, what's stupid is you sitting on the bottom of a ball and magically standing upside down stuck to a ball. That's the stupid thing. So you're saying God's creation is a stupid ball, to where in, say, Chile, or if they're in Antarctica, you know, there are military bases in Antarctica, right? McMurdo Base, Little America, if they're still down there. But you mean to tell me when they go down to Antarctica or South America, when they go to New Zealand, when they go to Australia, that all these people are standing upside down? Right? Let's get a visual, right? Let's just get a visual of Earth as they tell us it is. Images. Oh, it went to the Bible verse of Earth shall not be moved. Yeah. Okay. These are the images. They're not real, but they're images. See, look at this. They make the flat Earth look stupid, but they don't ask the questions like this, right? On the stupid ball Earth, or this is Israel, by the way, supposedly Israel. It is Israel, though. So say if they're in Israel right now, and this is, you see it clearly, that's the side of the ball, right? And gravity holds you to the side of the ball. So are people standing right side up in this region of the earth, or are they standing to the side of the ball earth due to your observation? Say, for instance, if a ship was sailing from this point all the way over here, right? Or if they want to, go from here and come around, because, clearly they can't sail this way, right? They can't sail this way and go through rocks. Their ships will, break. But look, let's zoom it in for you guys so you can see it better. See this little country right here? Let me brighten this up so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. See this little country right here? That is Japan. So let's say if they want to sail from here, right? They want to sail from here and go all the way, let's say, all the way over here. You mean to tell me, that there's land, right? There's land, so they have to go all the way down here, cut through here, down the ball earth, go through these channels, come out, go down the ball, come over here, go up this way, around the ball earth, right? And go to this point, right? You see what I'm saying? Now, what sounds more stupid? A ship going from here, cutting down the ball earth to come back up like that, because it's a ball, remember? And notice that this is the earth, the images of the earth that they're giving us. Notice that you don't see a straight line on this earth. Okay, you don't see a horizon, you see a curve. Let's go back in for a minute, because I can't really show you guys out there. It's getting bright. Okay, super bright. Super bright. Okay. Now, what I'm showing you is you sailing from here. You're taking a boat with container ships. Okay. Now, add gravity, because there is gravity, right? You guys all agree there's gravity, right? So take that on account with gravity. You're sailing from right here, guys. You're sailing from where my finger is. Let's just blow this up again. Right here. You're sailing from this little tiny island, and you're going down here, down here, down here, because you got to cut through these channels, right? Look where you're at now. Okay, you're going almost to the bottom of the earth. Okay? Now, you got to cut through here, through this little channel here, right? And then you got to go up the ball and go up this way and go to your destination, say, here in this location. Now, you see where the location is. You see where they just sailed from. They sailed from over here in this region. So they would have to literally come all the way down the stupid ball earth and go all the way up. Wait, don't forget to account for gravity every inch of this curve with those heavy container ships, with that, 15-ton tank or 150-ton ship, right? 150-ton ship with like 500 shipping containers going up, and notice that they're not going to fall off to the side or nothing. Gravity holds everything on that boat as well, right? Gravity holds everything on that boat, because it's gravity, right? It's holding it to the ball. So you tell me, does that make sense? Or does this make sense? And notice this is spinning and hurling through space as well, right? Because if you're going to take this, you're going to take account for all of that, right? Now, let's read this. Okay, let's see if God's word, once again, says this earth moves. In his word, And it's very clear. Okay, earthquakes are a judgment. If the earth was constantly moving and we have earthquakes to prove its movement, then why do we not feel earthquakes every day? The reason why there are so many earthquakes going on in diverse places where they would never happen, where there are no fault lines, is because God is casting his judgment. Let's see here. Let's see if earthquakes are the judgment of God, so we could get this clear. And it does not, once again, does not deal with earth rotation. Earthquakes are judgments sent from God. King James Version. You see this? In the same hour there was a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. Thou shalt be visited of the, here we go. Thou shalt be visited of Yahuwah with thunder, and with earthquake, and with great noise, with storm and tempest, and with flame of devouring fire. So once again, earthquakes in the Bible, Nick, not in science, in the Bible are judgments. They have nothing to do with the rotation of the earth. Because if you're going to say that earthquakes have something to do with the rotation of the earth, then you're clearly saying that God is lying to us when he states these words. Let's go here. This is in a new King James Version, so it's a little bit more, English for you guys. Here in Psalms 104, verse 5, please go and read the Bible verses. Read the chapter. Prove me wrong. Prove God wrong. But you can't. That's one person you can't prove wrong. So you might try and think you could prove me wrong, but you can't prove the Bible wrong, Nick, or Reds, or Steve McCrae, or any scientists out there, because that's what Steve and Nick, not Nick, but that's what Steve and Reds are doing. They're trying to do anything to disprove the Bible so that you could rely and believe in science instead of the Bible. Right? That's their goal. That's the agenda. He says he doesn't care about your beliefs. Of course he don't care about what you believe in, because he don't believe in God. His agenda is to get you guys out there doing these observations based off his numbers and not what God wrote, putting him up as a God on earth, right? That's why when you see that him answering the comments, it's all about him, right? It's all about him. Look at the videos I did. Well, this is my video. And look at me. Look at what I did. Well, look at what God did, Reds. It's in the Bible. You who laid the foundations of the earth so that it should not be moved forever. Well, that says it's not moving, period. Earthquakes have nothing to do with the movement of the earth, as I read in Bible scripture. It has to do with God's judgments. He's judging the earth when there's earthquakes. That's why people don't know God like they say they do. You think he's all nice. You think he doesn't get upset. And you think he don't get angry when you take his words in vain. Just like those blood moons, just like the blood rivers, he's angry. When are you going to understand that? You want to know why he's angry? Because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. It's all science now. Psalms 93:1. The Yahuwah reigns. You know God. You know the guy that made this earth and stuff, right? Yahuwah reigns. He is clothed with majesty. Yahuwah is clothed. He has girded himself with strength. Surely the world is established so that it cannot be moved. We don't feel movement. Now let's look at this word establish here. What does it mean when you establish something? Set up an organization system or set of rules on a firm or permanent basis. That means it's going to stand forever, no matter what you scientists say. It's not going to move. Let's get the synonyms since people have a hard time with understanding words. To establish means start, set up, begin. Remember, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So he's telling you how he created it. Initiate, put in place, institute, form, found, create. Bring into being, inaugurate, organize, lay the foundations. That's what he kept asking Job. Let's go into Job. Let's go into Job. I'm trying to make this as easy as possible. This is nothing that's so hard to understand. Okay, Job 38. It says here, then Yahuwah answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, who is this that darkeneth my counsel by words without knowledge? They're speaking without knowledge. Do you understand the words that God are using here? Gird up thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. When he comes back, he's going to be asking you how he created this earth. And if you tell him it's a ball, you're toast. You better understand what he said. Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if thou hast understanding. So if you have understanding and you tell him it's a ball, and you have that ball mentality, and you tell him to his face, and he tell you, well, it is written. I told you how I made my earth. You went along with the scientists. Who hath laid the measures thereof, if thou knowest? Or who hath stretched the line upon it? Okay, now let's see what this word stretch means. Of something soft or elastic, be made or be capable of being made longer or wider without tearing or breaking. Straighten or extend one's body or a part of one's body to its full length, typically so as to tighten one's muscles in order to reach something. Straighten, these are the words for stretch. What does it mean to straighten? Oh, look, unbend. You see that word? To straighten something means to unbend. You see, if I straightened out this can and I know that these are bending down, if I straighten it out, it is unbent. You see how this is straight? You see how this fork here is straight? As a matter of fact, that's what I was doing in my room. I was taking that ruler. Go back to Signs and Wonders, the live debate. Look at me, take that ruler and stretch it out and bend it. And then I unbend it and it does what? Straighten out. Lie down, recumbent. You see that? Now let's read again. Who hath laid the measures thereof, if thou knowest, or who hath stretched out the line upon it? So God is telling you, he's asking you, were you with him when he stretched out the line upon the earth? No, you weren't. He's asking you also, declare if thou hast understanding. I'm giving you the understanding. Do you understand? Let's see what a line is. because this is getting totally redundant, and I'm done with this after this. Because if you can't understand this, you can't understand this. This is in mathematics, geography, sports, media, technology, music, narcotics, medicine, right? Telecommunications, railways, theater, commerce, prosody, gambling, military, the line. Okay? A long, narrow mark or band. Let's see. Dash, rule, bar, underline, underscore, stroke, stripe. We know stripes go straight, right? Belt, streak, band. Length of a cord, rope, wire, or other material serving a particular purpose. Stand or be positioned at intervals along border, edge, fringe, bound, skirt, rim. Mark or cover with lines. Crinkle, stripe, streak. Doesn't say it's a curve when dealing with a line. Worn, plucked, scattered, congruent, band, scored, creased, right? We know when you do this, right? We know what it looks like when you draw out a straight line. Would you not say that this thing here is a line? Okay, is this not a line? Okay. Let's look up what a straight line is. Straight line, containing, characterized by, or relating to straight lines or motion in the straight line. Relating to a method of depreciation, allocation or given percentage of cost, so it says here, these are straight lines, right? Let's just look at the images of a straight line. This is a straight line. You know what a straight line looks like. So you know that the horizon, right? Look at this straight line. Okay, now let's look at horizon. Horizon. The line at which the Earth's surface and sky appear to meet. And this is what you're looking at. Okay, but people will say, no, there's a curve there. No, there's no curve on straight lines. This just proves that guy, his whole science is pseudo-science, because it doesn't add up with basic English definition, and it doesn't add up with what your own two eyes see. This is called observation here. And you see that straight line. Okay, can you see that straight line? You see how my fork doesn't have, you see how the edge goes down? You see that? You should be able to see a curvature even if it's big or small or not. But you don't. You see a straight line. Okay? So, once again, am I the stupid one for believing my eyes and what my Bible says? Or am I going to be a wise guy and believe a lie like science, even though the Bible clearly states that it is false science, right? Don't worry, I'm going to be doing videos about videos that Reds is doing, just like I did Perry. And we're going to debunk every god darn thing he's talking about, because it's all lies. If they're the truth, they should stand up to God's word, which is true. But they don't. They fall apart. Shalom.